Okay, so hands down by our sides, starting with our heads in a neutral position. As we breathe, we're going to breathe in, and as we exhale, just turning our head to the left-hand side. Good. Perfect. And exhale to the opposite side. Perfect. So we're just mobilising that cervical spine, mobilising that neck. Okay. Good. Inhale as we come to centre. Exhale as we go to the side. Good. Perfect. And come back to neutral. We're going to mobilise those shoulders now. So I want you to lift those shoulders up towards our ears. We're going to roll them backwards. So just imagine that we're sliding those shoulder blades down into the backs of our pockets. Good. We're going to inhale as we bring those shoulders up towards the ears. We're going to exhale as we bring them round and down. Imagine that we're sliding them into our back pockets. Good. Perfect. And again for me. So raising them up to the top, rolling them round and down. Perfect. Connecting with that breath as well. Just mobilising those shoulders now, all the way up to the ears and bringing them round. Perfect. If you want to add a little bit more onto that move, you can take those hands up onto the shoulders, okay? And we can do the same. We can bring those shoulders up, round and down. We're just increasing that range of movement. So just making sure that we're moving backwards all the time. Good. And bringing them all the way round. Perfect. Good, okay. Let's place those hands down back by our sides. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're just going to slide one of our outer hands down the side of our thigh. Okay, we're going to do some side bends. So we want to keep our head, shoulders, and our hips all facing the same way. Okay, and we're going to slide down to either side. So join me now. So inhale, and as we exhale, just slide it down to one side. Good. Coming back to centre. Perfect. As we inhale. Exhale, sliding down to one side. Inhale as we come back to centre. Wonderful. Well done. Keep going for me. Good. This is just mobilising our lumbar spine, okay? Just making sure that that's nice and mobile. Well done. Breathing out as we slide our hand down our thigh. Breathing in as we come back to centre. Wonderful. Perfect. Good. Do one more either side for me and then come back to that neutral position. Good, okay. Bring those hands up to temple for me. Good. We're going to mobilise our thoracic spines now. So we're going to breathe in. As we exhale, we're just going to rotate to one side. And breathe in as we come back to centre. So off we go. So breathing out as we rotate to one side. And breathing in as we come back to centre. Good. Keeping those knees nice and soft. Perfect. Inhale as we come back to centre. And exhale as we go back to the middle. Perfect. Well done. Good. Rotating round. Good. Mobilising through that thoracic spine and just stretching into it, making us nice and warm. Perfect. Good. Well done. Okay. And come back to neutral for me. Hands down by our sides. Take those feet out a little bit wider now. And just turn those toes out slightly, okay? We're going to go into some squats now with some arm raises. So we're going to have our hands this way, and we can have our thumbs just pointing up towards the ceiling. So as we lower down into a squat, we're going to breathe in. Arms are going to come up, okay? We're just going to have them in line with our chest. And as we breathe out, we're going to stand back up, okay? So off we go. We're going to breathe in as we come down. Breathing out as we come back up. Wonderful, good. Breathing in as we come down. Good, and just continuing that move for me. Okay, breathing in as we squat down. Good, breathing out as we come back up. Wonderful, just taking those arms to chest high. floating those arms up, good, as we go into that squat. Moving those hips, those knees and those ankles as well, mobilising those shoulder joints. Good, well done. Let's do 2 more. Good. Perfect, good. Bring those feet back in for me, back to that neutral position. We're going to keep one knee soft. What we're going to do this time is we're going to do a knee lift with some lateral arm raisers, okay? So as we lift one knee up, we're just going to bring those arms up in line with our shoulders and back down. So off we go, okay? So lifting that knee up with those arms, perfect. Good, well done. Good, that's it. Bringing that knee up, arms up at the same time. And just getting into a little bit of balance there. Getting us working. Perfect. Try and keep those shoulders nice and relaxed and down. Keep those ribs in as well. Making sure they're not flaring. We can breathe in as we come up and breathe out as we relax back down. Good. Perfect. Okay, so that's our warm up done. If you want to follow me, we're going to go down into a kneeling position now. Okay, so we want our hands to be underneath our shoulders, our knees to be underneath our hips, okay, and the insides of our elbows pointing inwards, okay. We're going to keep our neck nice and long by making sure that we look down at the mat, okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're just going to bring one hand to our ear, and we're going to pop it down on the mat, okay. We want to make sure that we're engaging our core, so engaging our core, pulling our navel into spine, breathing in, and as we exhale, bring that hand up to our ear. So off we go. So alternating, hand up to ear. Good, well done. I'm going to have a walk round and just see how we're all doing. Perfect. Keeping that core nice and engaged. Remembering as we breathe out, we're pulling that navel into spine. Contracting that pelvic floor. Wonderful, well done. Okay, if we want to add a little bit more onto this move, instead of just having our hand up to our elbow, we can extend that arm out now, straight in front, okay? So if you're comfortable with this move, just try extending that arm out in front of you. Good. Making sure we keep our head down, looking at the mat. Perfect, well done. Good, well done. And if at any point we make any progressions and anything's a bit too much, we can always go back to that move that we did before, okay? So making sure that we're contracting them core muscles, connecting with that breath. Good. Okay, well done. 2 more for me, one on either side. Okay, perfect. If you want to follow me now, we're going to go down into laying down onto the mat in a prone position. Okay, so I want you to lie down. Rest that forehead on the mat, and you're just going to have your hands out to the side. Okay. You're going to have those toes pointed, sort of hip width apart, okay? Perfect. I'm just going to have a look round, because there might just be some of you that might benefit just from having their head rested on a pillow. And this is just to make sure that your neck is nice and in line. Just put your head up now. Is that all right? Yeah? Okay, from here, all I want you to do is inhale, and as you exhale, you're just going to raise that head off the floor, but you're going to continue looking down towards the mat. So off we go, inhale to prepare, and as we exhale, just raise that head off the floor. Good. And as we inhale, bring it back down to the mat. Perfect. Well done. Keep going with that move for me. So this is just strengthening our core. It's also strengthening our scapula and getting some mobility through there as well. Also working our pelvic stabilizers as well. Perfect. Good. Okay. If you want to add a little bit more to this move, as we exhale, we can bring those arms up as well. Okay, so bring those arms up off the mat in that same position, keeping those feet down on the floor, just lifting that head and those arms off and back down. Good. Making sure that we keep that neck nice and long, that forehead's in the same position, so making sure that we're looking down at the mat all the time as we come up. Perfect. Keeping those feet down as well. Good. So this is strengthening the muscles up at the top of the back and our scapula. Wonderful. Well done. Good. Okay. That's great. Well done. Just do one more for me and then we can relax. Good, okay. I just want you to come up onto your knees now. So push up onto those knees. All you're going to do is I want you to sit back on those knees, have those arms out in front and rest that head on the mat. We're just going to go into a little shell stretch. So take some deep breaths for me. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, just stretching out. Good. Wonderful. Well done. Okay, if you want to come with me now, we're going to go into a side lying position. So a good way to do this is you can use the edge of the mat and you want to stack yourself on the side, okay? And you want to have your head resting against that arm, okay? Yeah? And what I want you to do is, I want you to bend that bottom leg. And this, all this is going to do, so have that bottom leg bent and the top leg just resting. And all this is going to do is just give you a little bit more stability, okay? We're keeping that arm nice and outstretched and our head resting on that arm just to keep our neck in a nice neutral position. All I want you to do from here is engage the core, so draw in those abdominals, pull that navel to spine, and as we exhale, I just want you to lift that top leg about 5 inches off the floor. Point those toes as we do that, and then release it back down as we go down. Okay? So as we exhale, lift that top leg off the floor, and then place it back down. Good. And we just want to point those toes as we lift that leg up. Good, and relax it back down. So this exercise is really working into those hip muscles, okay? It's also working those glutes and those bum muscles as well, okay? So we'll have nice strong bums after this. And just really strengthening those muscles around that hip joint. Good. You move your top half further forward, just so that you're nice and line. Good, well done. If we want to add a little bit more to this move now, we can add some little leg circles, okay? So once our leg is up in that raised position, we can rotate the leg backwards for 8, and then forward for 8, and then just relax that leg back down, okay? So taking that leg round. Good. Perfect. Making sure that we're holding those abdominals in all the time. Connecting with that breath as well. Perfect. Good, okay. And relax for me. Okay, everyone, I want you to turn onto your backs now. So you're going to turn around onto your back You're going to have those feet placed on the floor and those knees up. And I want you to pull those feet in and have your ankles so that they're hip width apart. Okay, just in line with those sit bones. Good. You're going to have your hands down by the side and your palms down on the mat. Wonderful. I'm just going to have a little look round and see if anyone could do with a bit of a pillow under the head. And same again, this is just to make sure that your neck is nice and in line. So, throughout this move, just make sure that you're tucking your chin slightly into your chest. So tuck that chin into chest. You don't want to be looking directly at the ceiling, just slightly in front, okay? And from here we're going to do some pelvic tilts. So, as we did at the start, remember we were just rocking those hips backwards and forwards, okay? I want you to do those now in this position. So rock those hips backwards and forwards for me. Good. And we want to find that nice neutral position. Good, okay. And pop those hands back down by the sides for me. And what we're going to do is you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to start to peel each of those vertebrae off of the mat. And you're going to go up and take those hips into a nice bridge position, okay? So off we go. Inhale to contract that core and those abdominals, and we're going to start to peel each of those vertebrae off of the mat so that those hips are in a nice bridge position. Good. Once we're at the top, we're going to inhale there, and then you're going to slowly start to drop yourself back down to the mat, restacking that spine all the way onto the mat. Perfect. Good. Good. Keep those feet down for me. Good. Perfect. Remembering to exhale as we go up into that bridge position, and remembering to inhale as we come back down, well, at the top, and exhale as we come back down. Good. Well done. So this is really working into that core. It's also working into those glute muscles as well, those pelvic stabilizers, and also using those shoulders and that scapula as well, strengthening their muscles, okay? So keep going for me in your own time. Inhaling at the bottom and exhale as we go up into that bridge position. Good. Well done. Perfect. And just relax for me now. Go back into that neutral position. Find that neutral pelvis. Good. All we're going to do now is I want you to draw in those abdominal muscles and bring one of those legs into a tabletop position. So you're going to bring one of your knees up. So choose a knee and bring it up. Good. And tabletop position, imagine we had a tray of drinks, some gin and tonics on that leg, okay? And we don't want to drop them because they were expensive, all right? So keep that leg in a tabletop position. From here, you're going to tap that toe down onto the floor and bring it back up into that position. So exhale as we tap that toe down onto the mat and bring it back up and place it back down on the floor. And then we're going to change over onto the opposite leg. So bringing that opposite leg up into tabletop. We're going to tap those toes down, good. Bringing the foot back up and then place the foot back down, good. And just keep doing that for me. Trying to maintain that imprinted spine on the mat, okay. Making sure those ribs are pulled in into the abs and kept down, good. Well done. Perfect. Okay, if we feel like we want to add a little bit more to this move, we can now bring both of our legs into tabletop. So starting with both legs into a tabletop position, and then we can then alternate those toe taps, okay? So taking one leg down, bringing it back up, and taking the opposite leg down. Okay. If this gets a little bit too much for anyone, just go back to those original moves, okay? We want those legs to be in a nice tabletop position. imagining that we've got a tray of drinks on there, okay? Kelly's holding on to them cocktails and making sure them Aperols are not spilling anywhere. Heaven forbid, definitely. Good, well done. Remember to breathe in and out, connect with that breath. Good. Well done. Perfect. Okay. If we want to add a little bit more to this move, instead of just tapping those toes, we can point those toes now at a diagonal angle, one at a time. Just imagine that we're pointing those toes to a letterbox, okay? If you want to pop them down a minute to rest, that's fine, and return back to the start. That's absolutely fine. And just bring them back up when you're ready. Good. Perfect. Well done. Just imagine that we're pointing those toes, coasting those toes through a letterbox. Good. Stick with the one that's most comfortable for you. That's absolutely fine. Good, well done. And if you need to relax and pop those legs down, then do so. Well done. Good, okay. And everyone just relax for me. Pop those legs down. Good. I just want you to bring those knees into chest now, and you're just going to either wrap those arms or those hands around those knees, and we're just going to do a little stretch. Good. All I want you to do is just roll slightly from side to side, and this is just stretching out the spine and just making sure that we're keeping that nice and flexible. Just after that. Good, okay. Okay, so we're going to go back to that side lying position now, but we're going to go to that opposite side. So everyone wants to face this way now. Just so that we keep it. Good. Okay. So remembering to keep that bottom leg bent. We want those hips stacked on top of each other. Good. And making sure that our head is nice and rested on that hand. So just bend that bottom knee for me. Just the bottom one. Good. And from here, we're just going to lift that top leg up just 5 inches off the ground, keeping those toes nice and pointed. Good. Inhale as we bring the leg back down. Exhale as we bring the leg back up. Wonderful. Good. Perfect. Keep going with that for me. So pointing those toes as we bring the foot up. Good. And then relaxing them as we bring it back down. Wonderful. Good, well done. Perfect. We want to add a little bit more now. We can add those circles in, okay? So as that leg is raised, we can start adding some little circles. The smaller the circles, the easier. And obviously, if we make the circles a little bit bigger, that's just increasing the range of movement. It's just going to make it a little bit harder. Good. Well done, everyone. Perfect. Good, okay. And just relax that leg down for me. All I want you to do now is just turn back onto your backs. And just have those legs out in front. Nice and straight. Hands down by our sides. And that's our main phase done. So we're just going to go into the closing phase now, finish with some stretches. Good. Okay, so we're going to do a hamstring stretch. Alright, so all I want you to do from here is just bend that left knee for me. So bend it but have the foot down on the mat. Good. You're now going to raise that right leg nice and tall up towards the ceiling. Good. You're going to get your hands and you're going to pop some pressure either in front of, before the knee on the thigh, so popping the hands round, or if you can do, on the calf, just making sure that we're not putting any pressure on the knee. Okay, so none on the knee joint. Good. Well done. Okay, take a nice want you to pull that leg just a little bit further. We're going to try and develop this stretch just a little bit more, just to increase that range of motion. It doesn't want to be painful, just want to feel a bit of mild discomfort, okay? Now I just want you to relax into that stretch. Imagine that you're somewhere else. Imagine we're all on holiday, we wish, with those cocktails, okay? Just relax into it. Good. Well done. Try and keep that leg straight if you can. Perfect. Okay, and release that leg down, nice and steady. Good. And we're going to change over onto the opposite side now. So bring that other leg up towards the ceiling and just hold on to it for me, just wherever's comfortable. Good. And this is stretching out our hamstring. So hold it in a comfortable position. Take a nice deep breath in for me. Exhale and just pull that leg just a little bit further. We're going to try and develop it. Just try and take it to that extra level of flexibility. Good. Well done. And then just relax for me. Imagine that we're somewhere else. Perfect. Good. And relax that leg down for me. Good. Well done. Okay, if you just want to come with me, we're going to go into a seated position now. So, we're going to be seated, and I just want you to have the soles of your feet together. Alright, so everyone face me. Good. What I'm going to do is just have a look. Just sit on there. Sit on that for me, please. Just going to have a look round, see if any of you can do with a block at all. You just sit in there, see if that feels better. Good. So, soles of the feet together. All you're going to do is just pop some pressure on the edge of them legs, with those elbows. And this is a nice stretch for our adductors, so the inside of them legs, okay? Really good stretch, and you're probably going to feel it. But just remember, stretches shouldn't be painful. It should just be feeling a bit of mild discomfort, okay? Good, well done. Perfect. And relax for me. Either pop those legs in a cross position, have them out to the side wherever feels comfortable, and just do some shoulder rolls for me. So bringing those shoulders up to the ears, sliding those shoulder blades down into the backs of our back pockets. Good, well done. And just keep going for me. And we're just remobilising the shoulders here, okay? Just have to do some stretches and relaxing. Perfect. Good, well done. Okay, we're going to go into a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So come up into a kneeling position. You can get rid of your blocks or your pillow if you've got a block or a pillow now. From here, just take one foot in front of the other. Hands onto our hips and just press forward with those hips. You're going to feel a nice stretch sort of down this back leg and into that hip. And this is just stretching those muscles in that hip flexor. Okay? Remember to take those nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Well done. Good. And change over sides for me. Good. Stretching those hips forward, pushing into that stretch. Good. Well done. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Well done. Perfect. Okay. Come back onto those knees for me. All we're going to do, hands down by our sides, just staying up. We're just going to go back to those side bends that we did at the start, okay? So exhale as we slide one hand down the thigh, inhale as we come to centre. Good, well done. Perfect. We're just remobilising that spine again. Working back into it, connecting with that breath. getting those joints nice and mobile. Perfect, well done. Good, one more either side for me and then just come back up to standing. Good, okay. And everyone just stand on the mats for me, just so that you're facing me. Good, and we're just going to finish with that posture alignment again, okay? So, just kicking those ankles out and those feet out. Just feet nice in a hip width distance, knees are nice and soft, okay? Bring those hands onto our pelvis and we're just going to rock those hips backwards and forwards. Good. So just rocking those hips backwards and forwards and just find that neutral position for me. Good. Hands down by our sides, our ribs are pulled into our abs, our chest is nice and open, our shoulders are relaxed, they're back and they're down, our chins are parallel to the floor, our head's nice and long, our neck's long, we're looking forwards. Good. Perfect, and that's you done. So your first session done. I'm just going to give you a bit of home care advice as well, so obviously just make sure that we're drinking plenty of water, staying hydrated, okay? So approximately 8 glasses of water a day, 2 to 3 litres, alright? So yeah, so thank you for joining.